All right, here we go. Here's another great video to help show you the power of Powered by Agents. Today, we're going to go over the virtual office. In addition to having all the amazing tools that you have available to you through the website for lead generation and sharing listings and sharing your agent profile and capturing testimonials and all the other amazing aspects that you saw in the editing of your website video, as well as editing your profile video. Now I want to show you the power of the virtual office. So if you're working under a brokerage, you'll be connected to your other colleagues and everything going on in the office. If this is an individual account for you, and you're not under a brokerage, then it'll be anything that you add into the website. But either way, I wanted to show you some of the power of the virtual office. So on the top right-hand corner right above me, you'll see your profile picture. Click on virtual office. So virtual office is everything that, and being a broker myself, I wanted to see all in one place instead of logging into my lead capture website, my CRM, and then logging into some virtual office atmosphere somewhere else. I was tired of what happens in this business, which is you have 10 different products doing 10 different things. So we brought it all in-house. This is the virtual office. On the right-hand side, you'll see all the different tabs that you can click on. It'll always land in the dashboard. Dashboard is a quick view of your leads. Anybody who is in a status of prospective buyer, active listing, under agreements, those are all going to show right here. You'll be able to sort those by source, phone number. You'll be able to sort it by lead details, status, and in different ways so that you can quickly get in here and work your business. You can also sort by follow-up date. You'll see your to-dos. If you have any to-dos that are due today, you'll see them here. You can click on them, see what it was. You can see who it was assigned to. If you're an office admin, you can assign tasks to different people. So if you needed an agent to complete a W-9 or send you an updated license, you could attach one of those to-dos to anybody within your office from a colleague perspective. Keep scrolling down, you'll see links and resources that are available to you that maybe your office wants to bookmark, so you know where to get it without having to go ask people, hey, where do I find this, or how do I get to this resource? That'll be here as well as any announcements, things that are going on in the office, and a calendar of events, training events, upcoming office events, anything you've added that has a due date on it will show, and that's your calendar and dashboard screen. You'll see it's a little empty right now. That's because a few of these things, we're in the final phases of testing before we launch them live onto the live site. So a few of these things are, seem to be missing some data, and that's just because we're finalizing some of the actual internal details, internal workings of it. But all the screens are going to look exactly the same once we're live with that in May. Contacts is going to be all your contacts. You have an opportunity to import and export your contacts. This is especially useful if you're going to be advertising on Facebook. We always recommend a retargeting rebranding ad. So everybody that's in your database, you can download into a CSV file, upload into an advertisement on Facebook, and advertise to your database on a consistent basis. It's not expensive to do that. And imagine if you keep rebranding to, let's say, 5,000 people that you have in your database. It's pretty powerful. You'll see the opportunity to add contacts. You can capture a lot of different information about your clients. It's important to fill this out as sufficiently as possible if you're entering people in here, or if you're editing a lead that landed in here and registered from some activity that you performed, or if the office assigned you a lead. Source of leads important because we can actually start to see through this website what your pipeline of business looks like based on source of lead or status. So it's important to capture all of the information in here. It's important to capture the price, the commission. If you don't know what the commission is, we always recommend you leave it at 2.25. It's an average between 2 and 2.5. If there's a referral fee due, it's important to capture all this stuff because it's going to give you an actual forecast of potential earnings based on status, based on price, based on the potential commission earnings. And I'll explain this a little bit more in a second. All right, so that's your lead screen. On the right, you'll see your professional contacts. This would be anybody that you enter in that you want to keep track of on the website. It may be also lenders that have created a lender account on your website and either have a free or a paid subscription. You'll see your colleagues as well on here. Those will be internal office colleagues that you can see their contact information in here. You'll be able to email them as well through the system. So it's a good way to keep in touch with people that are in your office that you may want to keep in touch with. The to-dos, this is where any of your action items live. You can add tasks, give it a label, assign it to someone in the office. You can assign them to all agents. You can put a due date on it. You can put an uploaded picture in there, notes, and hit save. When they're done, you can just mark them complete and they move to your done section. Expenses. This is going to be an amazing part of the website that's still under the finalization, but this is going to allow you to create budgets and budgets for your year, and then to add expenses as you accumulate expenses in your business. As we all know, it's important to keep your records, especially for taxes and write-offs, but it's also important to know what you're spending versus what your budget was. Your overall income in real estate isn't, oh, okay, I closed $150,000 in gross commissions and I paid my broker, 15, so I netted 135. That's not the reality. The reality is you have expenses for gas, car maintenance. All of them are write-offs, but some of them also are expenses that you wouldn't normally spend on a daily basis. So your income really isn't even 135. It's your 135 less any of your expenses. And if you don't track that, you really don't know what you're making. Some people, don't lie to yourself. Don't say I'm doing well. I hit 6 figures in gross commissions, and then it's 85 after your office fees, and then it's 60 after all your expenses because you're spending money on advertising and subscriptions for MLS and maybe this website and all these other things, and you're really only making 60. And even at 60, you're paying self-employment taxes. That's 13% right off the top that you can't get around. You can't do anything with. So you're really making 47. I mean, let's not lie to ourselves. 100,000 gross commission in this business is probably not a great income unless you're, this is a part-time income for you, or you only like to work, you only want to work 15, 20 hours a week. So 6 figures in this business is not a great milestone to shoot for. Certainly if you're starting in your business and it's the first year or two, then yeah, that's a great accomplishment. But if you're 5 years into the business, 10 years in the business, and you've got lofty goals and you're only just breaking 6 figures, let's use this website. Let's get on some of my masterminds and let's get you to double that. Let's get you making consistent money to the point where you could even have so many leads that you need to refer them to other agents in the office that are going to make you money without you stepping out your door. Let's start thinking at a bigger level and use this website to track everything like your budgets and expenses. Trainings would be where you can, or your office can, upload trainings that you've done. And you can search them by scheduled date. You can search them by duration. You can search them by keyword. You'll see them pop up. So great place to store trainings if you're a team or you're or if you're an office. As an individual agent, you probably won't use this feature too much, but as a team or an office, this is a great opportunity to put in there the things that you want to accomplish. If you're growing a team even, all the things that you want to go over, from lead generation, lead capture, how you want them to operate in your business. When you're onboarding a team member, wouldn't it be great to just point them to the virtual office and say, hey, you need to go in and I need to see that you've watched all of these training events so that I know you're ready to go and ready to start receiving leads from us. So it's a great place on the virtual office to see that stuff. All right, last stop is the pipeline. Again, this is going to start to shape up and look a lot different, but the thing I want to mainly show you is it's going to, the pipeline is going to be your vision of what your business looks like. I've always said, and it's kind of driven me nuts, that probably 95% of all agents don't know what the value of their business is on a daily basis. And the value of your business to me is more than your under agreements and your closed. Agents tend to look at it and say, well, I've got these active listings and I've got these under agreements and this is closed. So I should make about this on the year, but I probably have more business coming. So let me guess, I have 3 other closings. That should be this. I should make this in the year. That's a terrible way to look at your business. How you really want to look at it is my business is made up of anything from prospective business to active listings to under agreements and closed. Closed are the only thing I get 100% on. Under agreements, I shouldn't even get 100% rating on. I would say every 3 out of 4 closings should close. So that should be a 75% rating. And I know you're going to say my stuff never falls apart. But as soon as you start to look at your business like nothing's ever going to fall apart, that's where you're going to spend a little bit too much money, end up not closing a deal, and then feeling like you have to back down on your marketing or do something to pull the money from somewhere else. Let's look at it realistically. Under agreement should get a 75% rating. Active listings, we have it set for 60%. We think that's an average number in today's market. Active buyers, 20%. What does that mean? 1 out of every 5 buyers will close. I believe that to be true in this market. You have 5 good active buyers, 1 of them should close this year. You're probably going to say, I think 2 or 3. That's okay. You can think what you want, but don't go based on what you think. Go based on a real, logical, and predictable number, which to me is 1 out of 5. And then prospective business is a 10% rating, meaning you have 10 of those in your pipeline, then you probably will close 1 of them if you can consistently work them the way they should be. So all those are going to give you tiny pieces of commission when you put them into here under your active pipeline, they're all going under your contacts. All contacts live in your contacts, but your pipeline is anything that's prospective to closed. And you can work that through your pipeline and you'll see all your active pipeline leads. You can sort by status, you can sort by rating, you can sort by lead source. You'll be able to see pie charts like where is a majority of your business coming from. You'll be able to see on here, what's your potential income from Facebook versus what you've spent on Facebook advertising. So you can start to monetize what you've spent versus what you potentially will make in that area. And again, if you're not adding up all those little pieces of potential money, those 10%ers, 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 or active buyers, you got 5 active buyers from your Facebook advertising, but you're not counting it in your potential income source, then you're not really looking at what the potential return is on that Facebook advertising from your expenditure. We need to look at the whole picture. We need to look at, all right, I'm spending $2,000 a month on Google. What does my pipeline look like? Is this working for me? Is it not? Stop making uninformed decisions in your business when to either expand an advertising or contract or get rid of some type of advertising or get better at what you're doing. We need to start monetizing everything in our businesses because this is a business. Businesses monitor their expenses, they monitor their income, and they measure. Let's start doing that with your real estate business as well. So you'll see everything in the pipeline. And again, this will take shape a lot more in the next week or so here, but it'll show you active pipeline, your prospective business report by section, by lead source, how you're doing versus your goals. And you'll be able to click into leads through here and edit them and update them and change their status, because obviously things go from prospective to active to under agreement to close, and sometimes they go from under agreement to active or under agreement to cold and dead. So we got to keep updating that so that our prospective pipeline and the total value of your business, which will show up here, will give you an indication of where you're at. Wouldn't it be nice to just open up your pipeline every day and say, if you keep working your business the way you have been, you'll close $200,000 this year. And now because of your day's activities today, you found 3 new leads to add into the system and you move somebody up from prospective to active. Now your pipeline's worth $250,000 after 1 day of work. Won't that feel good? That'll feel amazing. It'll feel amazing to come in here and see your pipeline growing, but it'll also be a punch in the face if you need it, if you see your pipeline declining and your potential income stream declining. It'll make you do what you need to do to stay on top of your business and always be grinding. So that's the pipeline features. There's so many amazing things with the virtual office that we've put into play here, and we're excited about it and can't wait to get you guys in here and using it on a consistent basis to help you grow your business. Talk to you soon.